Guten Tag, meine Damen und Herren. Mist Passiert back with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes commentary video. I wanted to talk about Darth Sion for a minute. Now, I know that this information is a few days old, but Darth Sion is a really, really big deal. And since I love Sith, and since I love the Old Republic, you know I couldn't pass up the opportunity to make a video about Darth Sion. Now, we, and by we I mean the Sith-loving players around the world, have been asking for a tank that synergizes with Sith on the same level of General Kenobi. And Darth Sion is the answer to that call. The reason I say this is because Darth Sion's kit is 100% unique. He does things that no other character in the game does on the same level that he does it. Yes, the zombie has a little revive mechanic, but that's about the only character that's even halfway close to the way that, or even, not even halfway, like, just remotely close to the same level of just, I don't even know how to describe it, just the level of complexity in Darth Sion's kit is unparalleled by any character really in the game. And it's complex, but it's simple. It's complex and elegant. I love it because it's so awesome. So everything he does feeds all of his other abilities. His basic Dark Rage, it deals physical damage to a target enemy and inflicts pain for 3 turns. If the target already had pain, it dispels all debuffs on Sion. His first special ability, called Torment, has a 5-turn cooldown and deals physical damage to all enemies and then dispels all buffs on them. Then inflict pain on all enemies for 3 turns. Then reduce the cooldown of this ability by 1 for each enemy without pain. This attack can't be evaded. Now, this is a lot to process in one ability. First, we want to pay attention to the last line of that ability. This attack can't be evaded. That means Jedi training Rey and all of her foresight tossed out the window. Nobody cares. His Torment, don't give a hoot about JTR's just massive stacks of foresight. Now, what this also does for us is it ensures that the physical damage hits all enemies. That's cool. We always want our damage to actually connect, right? And then the dispel all buffs. Not only is he circumventing foresight, but he is then stripping foresight from all enemies and inflicting pain on all enemies for 3 turns. Now, the thing to note with pain, so pain really all it does is that it increases the amount of damage that that character will take whenever Darth Sion attacks that character. Imagine it like a character-specific expose. It does damage to the character either based on the amount of damage that Darth Sion is doing. I haven't really gotten a straight answer on that yet for you, or it does base damage, additional damage based on the character's base health, similar to expose. I'm more inclined to think that it is based off of the character's health, similar to an expose, rather than based off of the damage that Darth Sion is doing. But the thing to know is that the other thing with this ability is that it reduces the cooldown of this ability by 1 for each enemy without pain. So if any enemies resist pain, the cooldown of this ability, which is already a 5-turn cooldown, is reduced by 1. So if you have a target group of characters, for example, Commander Luke Skywalker, whenever he doesn't have his unique buff on him, he has 100% tenacity. There's a chance that he's going to resist pain. If he does, good for you, because now the cooldown of Torment is reduced by 1 to 4. If anybody else resists, you've got it down to 3. That just means that he's going to be dispelling buffs more often for each character that doesn't get pain. The next thing on his list of abilities is Break Will, and this ability has the power to inflict some serious damage. Like, we're talking 30 to 40 to 45,000 points of damage. It can deal some serious pain, no pun intended. It deals physical damage and inflicts pain on the target enemy for 3 turns, similar to every other attack. This attack can't be evaded, so again, foresight out the window. If the target already had pain, this attack deals 100% more damage, and Darth Sion recovers 35% protection. This is where your mods are going to come into play. You're going to want to make sure that you're stacking protection on your Darth Sion, because every time he uses this ability, which is a 4-turn cooldown, by the way, is going to be a pretty significant impact. His third special, Held by Hatred, has a base cooldown of 15, but it's very complex. It's very important. Sion dispels all buffs on himself, recovers 100% health, and gains 100% turn meter. Sion gains Hatred until he is defeated, which cannot be dispelled or prevented. This ability starts on cooldown. When Sion inflicts pain, reduce the cooldown of this ability by 1. So, the big takeaway here is, the way I interpret this ability is every time Sion inflicts pain, I believe would include whenever he reapplies pain. Hatred is a unique buff that gives Sion 25% additional crit chance, plus 100 defense, plus 100% defense, and plus 100% offense. When this unit is defeated, they revive with 100% health and gain 100% turn meter. Now, one thing to keep in your mind is that after he's used Held by Hatred, that cooldown goes back to 15, and then as he's continuing to apply pain, he's now continuing to reduce the cooldown of Held by Hatred again. So if he dies with Hatred buff, and Held by Hatred is already reduced by the cooldown is already reduced to, say, 2 or 1, or maybe it's off of cooldown, when he revives with 100% turn meter, he is going to give himself Hatred all over again. Now, his unique plays into this very nicely. His unique is the Lord of Pain. Sion has plus 100% defense and plus 100% tenacity against enemies with pain. At the start of each enemy's turn, if they have pain, Sion gains taunt until the end of the turn. At the end of each turn, Sion inflicts pain for 3 turns on enemies who damaged him that turn. When allied Darth Treya and Darth Nihilus, or Darth Nihilus, are critically hit, reduce Held by Hatred's cooldown by 1. That does include a Zeta upgrade, and the Zeta upgrade is the inflicting pain for 3 turns on enemies who damaged him that turn at the end of each turn. That is every turn. So at the end of every turn, if any character damaged Darth Sion, he inflicts pain, which reduces Held by Hatred's cooldown by 1. This is a nice way for Darth Sion to continue to reduce the cooldown of Held by Hatred as long as enemies are hitting him. This is important to note also that his unique gives him plus 100 base defense and plus 100% tenacity. The plus 100% defense is important to note because whenever he gains Hatred, he gains an additional 100% defense, and I believe that 100% bonus defense from Hatred would be based on the total 200% defense that Sion has with a fully upgraded unique ability. So he can be extremely tanky with Hatred buff. As you can see in this gameplay with Hatred, he takes very, very, very little damage. You just saw Commander Luke Skywalker only crit him for 9,500 damage. That was pretty crazy damage reduction there. The other thing to take away from his unique is how he gains taunt. He only gains taunt if an enemy has pain, increasing the importance of pain. And with that, guys, I'm at my 10-minute mark where I try to keep all my videos at or below. If you have any other questions about Darth Sion, because his kit is incredible and it has a lot of complex elements, definitely hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. You can always join my Discord server, link in the description below if you want to continue this conversation. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, and I will catch you later.